Hey, we're gonna go ahead and set up all of the production sound equipment for family camp, so let's get started. On this cart here, we're not taking the cart to camp with us, but we've got some speaker stands, and you just unscrew the knob here and then open those up. And if you happen to go all the way like too far like this, then you're gonna wanna bring it back through. I like to open these up to about right there so that it's about flat, but then it goes back down a little bit. So that's kind of where we want those. I'm thinking for this weekend, or this event, we're just gonna be able to put the speakers right on top of here. That's plenty high. I'm gonna go ahead and pull one of the speakers off my cart here and go ahead and put that up, and then we'll just put it in the hole, and there we go. Okay, we'll get that plugged in a minute. And then the exact same thing for the other speaker, but I'm not gonna go ahead and plug the other one in. I'll just put the other one on the floor because this is just a demonstration video. Okay, I've got some microphone stands. We'll just drop those. I like to, when I'm transporting these, I like to put them so that when you put this down, it doesn't go beyond. Because if you fold them up like this, you've just made the whole thing like an extra 2 feet. So we can just go ahead and slide this up when we're going to transport them. Oh, it's getting a little sticky. And now we can just lock it down right there. So when we're ready to open it up, we'll just do this. And I labeled who the microphone stand is intended for, and then you can just lock it down and then do whatever we want to do on that. So I'm going to put the second one right here because I don't need to set all of them up. Okay, I've got the kick mic, their base here. We can just do the normal open it up, and that way we can put it in front of the Cajon that we're going to be using this weekend. Okay, so I've got 3 bins. The first bin is called speakers bin, so that's going to be super easy for knowing, hey, where's the speakers wires? So we'll start with that one, but before we start with that one, we need to talk about where things are getting plugged into and coming from. So I'm going to roll over here, and I'm going to grab the big road case box. So the front of this box has the logo. Right here. You don't even need to open up the back of the box. And if you take a look at the top of the box here, there's a patch sheet. And on the patch sheet here, I'm going to show them the patch sheet real quick. So on the top here is this patch sheet. So you can see what the intended inputs are going to be and the intended outputs. So I included that just to make it super easy at a glance to know what's going on and where you need to plug things in and plug things out, or inputs, outputs. So I'm just going to go ahead and flick the little thing out, turn it sideways and pull it open. If you've never opened up a road case before, super easy. And then we'll just pull this off and put it off to the side. Okay, so I need power. There's a bin over here labeled power and extra box. So I'm going to go and open that up, and I'm just going to grab this Furman power strip from here. And then I'll just put this right in front of this, and then I'll go find an outlet. There happens to be one right here. Beautiful. So we're going to plug a few things into this. My intention for this event is that we plug the Furman in at the box, and now power for the box comes from right here, this coiled up wire. And then we're going to plug the speakers into here on each side. So one speaker is going to be over there, one over there, and then the band will be roughly around the box. I would recommend kind of putting the Furman underneath of it because you don't want to risk the switch getting flipped. So if we kind of put it underneath, that helps mitigate that problem. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and plug that in, and then I'll turn the power switch on the rack, just at the very top here, and then everything will go ahead and boot up, and you can bring this wireless antenna up, which is really nice. So speakers, that's what we're starting with. We have got the speakers bin, and in the speakers bin, tragic. In the speakers bin, there's literally 4 wires. There's 2 XLRs, and there's 2 power cables. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to grab all 4 of them out. The bin is empty. Put that over there. So my first XLR cable, I'm going to take the one end, and I'm going to plug it into, I think what I want to do here is I want to put the speakers in place, and then I'm going to go ahead and plug the mic, sorry, I said that backwards. I want to go ahead and put the speakers in place and the rack in place, and then I want to go ahead and plug the connector, the XLR connector, into the rack. So if we look at the top here, it says the main left and right is coming out of 15 and 16. So if we look down here, zoom in all the way, and you can see outputs 15 and 16. It's labeled main left, right. So I'm going to go ahead and plug one side into 16 and the other side's gonna go into 15. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just run this wire, and I'm gonna put all the excess wire at the speaker. So on the speaker here, if we zoom in again, we can see there's the input and then the through port. So the input is where I'm gonna plug this in, and if we had like subwoofers, we would connect the through port down to the subwoofer. So here is that, and then we've got that connected. And then I'm literally gonna do the exact same thing for the other XLR cable, for the other speaker, but I'm just not gonna go ahead and do that right now because it's the exact same setup. Both power cables are set up right here. There's a little extension cord with the connector for the speaker on the end of it. So same kind of thing, plug it into the speaker, and then you can run it to power, and we'll just run that back to, I wanna keep this clean even though it's a very, very, very temporary setup. Run this back to the rack and plug it into one of the outlets on the Furman power strip. Okay, and then this is the one for the second speaker that I'm just not gonna go ahead and plug in right now because there's no point. Okay, so the speakers are plugged in and speakers are powered. Now, let's grab our next bin. So I have the power and extras box. That's literally a bunch of extra stuff and extension cords. So now this is the stage bin. So this bin, the stage box. I think I misspelled the name. I should have called it a bin, not a box. Anyways, tragic. Okay, so there's the iPad. This is how we're gonna control the mixer. If you take a look at the password it's on the back of it. Shh, don't tell anyone. So anyways, now we can go ahead and type in the very secret password. Don't tell anyone. Okay, so once we get into the password, if you zoom into here, tell me if you can see that, looks good. So you can double check the Wi-Fi, click on settings, and then we're gonna make sure that this is connected to CA Productions. So now once it's connected to CA Productions, we're gonna go ahead and open up an app. Taking its good old time, I see. There we go. It says there's no internet connection, that's okay. So we'll go ahead and come back out to the main screen, and now we're gonna click on this M32 app. We're gonna open that, and then you can see it's gonna connect. And now once it connects, we'll see the green light right there. And now we can click on page 1 through 8, and here's our 8 inputs. And if we look at our patch sheet, there's literally 8 inputs. We've got our band instruments, and then our vocals, and then our music for our presentation, for anything we want to plug in. Okay, so let's go ahead and plug this stuff in. So the music, for example, actually a couple of things on the app. So if you accidentally click on any page you don't want, click on the M32 logo, and then click on channel 1 through 8, and this will give you your inputs. Your outputs, click on the top right here, it says main, click on that, and then this is your main left and right. So if I bring this up, well, there's nothing inputting right now, but this is the main left and right. And interesting enough, if you come down here to the X32 mixer, this is the mixer device. And you can see here that main left and right, this is the same thing as this. So as I turn this up and down, you can see it change on there, which is really neat. And then also right here, this is this number 1, that is channel number 1. Channel number 1, which is Cajon. You can turn it up and down, and it turns it up and down right here. You can also go to like channel 2, and then if you hit select, it'll put it on acoustic, and now you can turn it up and down, which is really nice and very useful. Okay, so let's just finish up real quick and show you the input connection to the rack. So when we open up our box here, we've got a few things. We've got this one, this is our wireless microphone, our headset microphone for our presenter. And if I go ahead and turn this on, you can see here that as I talk in the microphone, give it just a second. I'm gonna have to do something with this. These batteries are really loose, so you gotta kind of push them in. But now you can see the screen popped up. And you can see on the screen there that on number 7, we have headset vocals. So if I go ahead and turn the main up, testing 1, 2, and then I turn the volume up on the headset vocals, testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2. Hey, there's no volume, that's weird. You know what's going on? The speaker's not on. Let's go over here and double check. There it is. I'm gonna go ahead and flick the on switch on the speaker. And now you can hear it coming out of the speaker because, well, we turned the speaker on. So it's a good thing that we turned the speaker on. Okay, this one looks good. This is the headset mic for the presenter. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that back off, and now I can put it back in its nice little case here just to keep it safe and protected on the journey to and from our retreat weekend. Okay, there's that. The next one are the other two wireless microphones. So here's a wireless microphone. I don't know who it belongs to though. Like, who do we assign it to on the patch sheet? If you just go ahead and open it up here, you can see that I've given it an assignment. So it's gonna be Hannah's mic. And then if you look on the patch sheet, you can see that Hannah's mic number. So now if I go ahead and turn it on, testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2, you see I have input. But more importantly, I have input right here. Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2 on channel 6, testing 1, 2. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn that one off. And then you might assume that the last one is the exact same thing, but actually the last one is gonna come through. Let me open it up real quick. It says split. This one is gonna come through on the same channel as the headset because it's set to the same frequency, it's split. So if I go ahead and turn this one on, you can see here it's coming through the headset. So as long as these devices are not on at the same time, you'll be good to go. So make sure you're using it for the presenter and use this one for a worship leader if you'd like, just as an option. I thought I'd include that in the kit. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these mics back in this bag. There's also a lightning to headphone adapter in here if you need one of those. The music input for the system is right here. This will come through on channel 8. And I included a 1/8 inch to USB-C for an iPhone and some of the newer iPhones. But if you don't have USB-C, then you're gonna need to use the other adapter in the bag. So I'll just stick that in there. Okay, so the last few items in this box, there's the charger for the iPad, important. There are 2 vocal microphones. And then there's all the cabling. There's a DI box for the 2 acoustic guitars. And then there are the 2 XLR cables for the acoustic guitars. There's the 2 1/4 inch cables to connect the acoustic guitars to the DI box. There is a XLR mic for the kick mic for the Cajon. There is one for the one wired microphone, and there's one for the second wired microphone, and then there's 2 wired microphones. Here's the 2 wireless microphones, the speakers mic, the iPad charging cable. And so that is the bin all packed up. And the last thing I want to say is where to plug things in and how to tear it all down. So we're going to plug things in according to the patch, the inputs on the patch sheet, and then this box here. So 1 is going to be the kick, 2 is going to be the guitar, the 3 is going to be the other guitar, 4 is going to be a vocal, 5 is going to be a vocal, 6 is a wireless, so we don't need an input for that. 7 is the headset, we don't need input for that. 8 is the music, this is the input for that. And well, I'm pretty sure that's everything. Yeah, this bin right here has some extra wires in it. I tried to be specific on exactly what we need, but there's some extra extension cords in here, and there's a really long one just in case this one, which is what I intended it to be used for at the campfire, isn't enough. There's an extra DI box in there. So let's look at how to tear it all down. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off. This mic, or this iPad is at 100% charge, so we're sending it off well. It's very secure, thanks to the secure password. So that should be that one. To shut it off, let's zoom in here. Let's click on this setup tab. Click setup, and now on the bottom left you can see shutdown, and I just need to leave it on shutdown. So shutdown's in yellow, and then I can click the button there, and now it'll say, hey, it's safe to shut it down. So before I do that, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna turn the speaker off. So I'm gonna go ahead and flick that speaker off, and now I can go ahead and shut down this whole rack. So we should be good to go there. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug the speakers, and now I will grab the XLR cable, and I'm gonna tie this up nice and neat, do my over-under technique, and then I have a little Velcro, that's what it's called. On that, I'm gonna grab the speakers bin, throw my XLR cable in there, put my second XLR cable in there, and my second power cable in there, and then I will grab my power for the speaker there. I'm gonna unplug the rack from there, and then go ahead and wrap this all up. And then I'll just go ahead and tie this cable up all nice and neat. And then we're halfway done. There's gonna be a little more teardown when the actual event gets tore down because there's gonna be a few microphones and things out. But for the most part, there's that bin finished up. That one's good. I'm gonna put this, wrap this up here, put it back in here, and then it all looks good. Bring this wireless down, grab this power strip, unplug that, get that, and throw this in the extras bin, and then put the lid on that. Put the lid on the front face back on this. Okay. And now I'm just gonna pack everything back here where I left it for the team to pick up and put it in their vehicle tomorrow. Again, I'm gonna unscrew this and bring it up. What is wrong with this thing? It's just super stuck. Okay, yeah. And that way I can put that down and it's not lower than it. And there's that and that. The Cajon mic. And then here we go. Just put these in a nice neat pile. Speaker there. Grab the speaker from there, and then the last one, just unscrew this and pull it up, and we're good to go. Thanks so much for watching. Hope it goes well. Ciao.